Welcome back to another episode of MLB All Around, and today we're just gonna go ahead and look around the league, take a look at all 30 teams, and then at the end we're going to put the standings based off today into a playoff bracket, kind of make our playoff predictions way too early, obviously, but based on the standings as of right now. So yeah, real quick before we get started, make sure you subscribe if you're new. We do college basketball, college football, NFL, NBA, and of course MLB, which you're watching right now. So if any of that interests you, make sure you get on there, subscribe. Let's go ahead and take a look at the American League, and starting off in the AL East, the Yankees still at the top. I think it's pretty clear that they're going to win this division. The only team that maybe, if they get hot, could challenge them is maybe the Red Sox. But I think the Yankees, it might be too early to call it, but I think the Yankees are going to win this division. Aaron Judge may be having the greatest peak we've ever seen in baseball. I mean, this dude is ridiculous. He's hitting almost 400 right now. He's hitting 396. He has 16 home runs this season already, 44 RBIs. I mean, this dude is just going to keep on racking up these MVPs. It's actually just not even fair. He is that good. And you know what's even crazier? The Yankees go to the World Series, lose to the Dodgers. Last season they lose Juan Soto, and they are better than they were last year. I mean, they distributed the money a lot better. Cody Bellinger. They brought in Paul Goldschmidt, who's been amazing. They brought in Max Fried, who's might win Cy Young. He might be like one of the best pitchers in baseball. And the fact that they lost Garrett Cole and he stepped up is just huge for them. They've been absolutely ridiculous. The Yankees are likely going to win this division. The Blue Jays, I actually don't know too much about the Blue Jays here. Bo Bichette's hitting almost 300. That's pretty good. Obviously, Vlad Guerrero is going to be a very good player. A lot of these, it seems like they're just hitting pretty well. Anthony Santander is struggling a little bit, only hitting 188. But you know they're doing their thing. I wouldn't expect them to get into the playoffs. They are pretty close though. I think they're only like 2.5 games out of a wild card, so maybe they could sneak in. But I don't know. I think they're kind of retooling. I don't want to say rebuilding, but retooling. But I've heard they've got some promising farm guys in the farm system. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's look at the Red Sox because the Red Sox have been very interesting. They're 25 and 26 right now. Rafael Devers, he started off the season really rough. Everybody was talking about it. He's hitting almost 300. He's hitting 299 with 12 home runs. Seems like he's figured it out. And Alex Bregman, the best offensive signing this season. I mean, he has. If it wasn't for Aaron Judge, he'd probably be the front runner for AL MVP right now. That's how good he's been. Garrett Crochet has a sub-2 ERA. He's been ridiculous. Now, outside of Garrett Crochet, it's been a little bit shaky for the Red Sox starting pitching-wise, but I think hitting the ball, they've been really, really solid. Wilyer Abreu has 11 home runs. Jarren Duran's been solid. He's in 268. That's pretty good. Yeah, they just got a lot of guys doing their thing. So the Red Sox, I would expect them to finish second in this division. I think they are the second best team here. The Rays, it's interesting. They're playing in the weird ballpark. Junior Caminero, I don't know. He's hitting 230 as 8 home runs, but he's not been what they kind of wanted him to be. Um, it is unfortunate. I don't expect the Rays to do much this season, in all honesty. And then the Orioles, we got to talk about this. They just fired their manager, I believe. They are 16 and 32. They're just bad. They got worse on paper last season. And I thought they'd be fine just because they were so good these past couple of years. That losing a guy like Corbin Burns, losing who else they lose? Santander, I believe. Um, but yeah, they're just struggling. Jackson Holliday has been like their best hitter this season, which I guess is promising for the future. But when you have so many guys on the team, you'd expect it to be someone else. Gunnar Henderson started out really rough. He's kind of getting back into the swing of things. But Adley Rutschman has been an absolute disaster this season, which really sucks for them. And obviously the pitching. They have, besides the Rockies, I think they have the lowest or the highest runs allowed per game. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. Um, yeah, they have been just terrible. Um, it's really been that bad. The Orioles looks like a lost season. They got to figure something out. I wouldn't be shocked if the GM gets fired as well. Moving on though to the AL Central. Don't look now, but at the top of this division is the Detroit Tigers. They have the best record in baseball right now. They've been absolutely electric. I love to say this as a Cubs fan, but Javi Baez, they put him in at center field. He is so back. He's hitting 292, 29 RBIs, 6 home runs. He has been absolutely ridiculous. The fact that he just kind of rejuvenated here this season, it's just been amazing. Dylan Dingler has been really good catching. He's almost hitting 300. Gleyber Torres has stepped it up. Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter, all these guys are hitting. And Tariq Skubal has been like the best pitcher in the American League. He's been absolutely ridiculous. Um, he might win Cy Young again. I mean, he has been so good, and the rotation as well. The whole rotation. Casey Mize, I know he's injured now, but he was really solid. And Jack Flaherty, he does have a 2-6 record, but he's been pretty. He's not been terrible. For one of those guys, kind of in the back of the rotation, he's been solid. He's been serviceable, giving them chances to win those games when he is starting. So the Tigers, shout out to them. They are playing amazing. The Guardians, I just don't know what to say. They do this every year. They don't have a good team on paper. You look at the stats, it's nothing really exciting here. Jose Ramirez and Steven Kwan both hitting above 300. We knew those guys were good. Kyle Manzardo's been all right. He's hitting 212, but he has 10 home runs. Um, they just find ways to win. I really don't understand it. I actually don't have anything to say about the Guardians. They do this every year. Their team is not great on paper, and yet here they are. They continue to win games. It's remarkable. They do this every year too. The Twins. Twins started off very rough. I thought their season was once again over, and I thought it was time to wrap it up with the Twins because we do this every year going in. We hype them up, and they disappoint. But they have just come off a 12-game win streak. They've been really hot as of recently. They're 8-2 in their last 10. Like I said, just off a 12-game win streak. Yeah, they've been really solid. Byron Buxton has been really solid, 261. Harrison Bader sitting 282. Ryan Jeffers has been hitting the ball well. And in the bullpen, they've been really strong in the bullpen. Starting pitching wise, Pablo Lopez, Joe Ryan, we know those guys. They've been there for a while. But they just continue to get it done. So good for the Twins. They're right now in a wild card spot in the American League. And then the Royals. The Royals could be so much better. They really could. Bobby Witt Jr. and Michael Garcia are really the only two guys that can do anything on this team. They only have 2 more total runs scored, I think, than the White Sox. That might be wrong, but that's all that tells you what you need to know. They've been one of the worst hitting teams in baseball. Their rotation has been so good. Their bullpen has been so good. But they just can't hit. And maybe they go out and get some guys. But as of right now, I'm worried for the Royals. And this was the team that I think I picked to win the AL Central preseason. And yes, Bobby Witt Jr., one of the best players in baseball. But, him and Michael Garcia are just not going to be enough. Those are literally the only 2 guys that have been decent hitters. I mean, nobody else has been done in really anything. And then the White Sox at 15-35, although they're not the worst team in baseball anymore, so I guess that's a positive. They actually, not too far away from the Orioles, which is crazy to say. And their offense is still, besides the Rockies, the worst in baseball. But they've found some pretty solid starting pitchers. None of these guys are going to be, crazy good anytime soon, really ever, I don't think. But they found some decent guys. Jonathan Cannon's been solid. Davis Martin's been solid. Shane Smith has been solid. I feel like some of these guys could be, maybe 3rd guys in rotations, 4th guys, 5th guys. But, rotational pieces that an actual decent team will rely on someday. So I guess that's a positive for the White Sox. They have found some pitching, but hitting is still a huge struggle for sure. The Mariners sit at the top of the West at 28 and 21, and the question for them has always been, can they figure out the hitting? Because the pitching has always been solid for them. They've always been a team with great pitching, and that's no different this season. The difference is they have figured out how to hit the baseball. Cal Raleigh, not only one of the best catchers in baseball, one of the best hitters in baseball this season. He has 16 home runs. And I've not heard a single thing about this. He has been ridiculous. Julio Rodriguez has been solid. Jorge Polanco has been really, really strong for them. He's hitting 291. Randy Arozarena has been a great acquisition. It's really just all coming together. Hopefully they can keep this up because this has always been a team that I thought if they got into the playoffs and came into the playoffs hot, streaky, hitting the ball, I always thought they could be dangerous just because how good their pitching is. And you look at it, and their pitching is still really solid, but now the hitters are finally doing their part. So this Mariners team, I will say, if they get some good matchups, they could be very scary. The Astros at 26 and 24, I'm a little worried about the Astros. I think their window is kind of almost closed. Yordan Alvarez hasn't been doing very well. Jose Altuve is hitting 243, so that's not bad. Jeremy Pena has been solid. Isaac Paredes has been really good. And Hunter Brown has been, an amazing ace for them. He's probably a American League Cy Young candidate with the way he's pitching. He's got a 2.04 ERA, 71 strikeouts on the season, 6-3 record. He's been really strong. Looking at the Rangers, the hitting has been struggling. They've had some injuries, though. Corey Seager's been out. I feel like he's always hurt. Marcus Semion's been struggling. But pitching-wise, they've been really solid. Nathan Eovaldi has a 1.6 ERA. Jacob DeGrom has a 2.33 ERA. Jack Leiter's been solid. Patrick Corbin has been really solid. All these guys are like old guys, but they're just getting it done. So good for the Rangers. I picked the Rangers to go really far. I actually might have had them making the World Series preseason. That's not a great sign, but maybe if the hitters can kind of figure things out, get a little bit more healthy, maybe this can change because their pitching has been really solid. The Angels at 24 and 25, they just continue to be very strange to figure out. They're on a 7-game win streak. They started out the season really hot, then they cooled down. Now they're hot again. Logan O'Hoppe and Zach Neto have been really strong, but Mike Trout's injured once again. I feel like he's one of those guys that just never can play. Taylor Ward's been kind of disappointing. So they're kind of just up and down all over the place. I really don't think the Angels are that great. Tyler Anderson has been really solid. I wouldn't be shocked if he gets traded. And then at the bottom of the division, the A's. Good for the A's though. I will say, at least they've been a fun team. Jacob Wilson is hitting 342. Tyler Soderstrom's been good. Brent Rooker's been good. Lawrence Butler's been good. The besides Mason Miller, the bullpen kind of struggles. The pitching isn't amazing, but they are a very fun team, so I'll give it to them. But now let's go ahead and move over to the National League, and let's start out in the NL East. The number one team in the NL East is going to be the Phillies, and you look at the Phillies, they were a team. The Mets were kind of in control of this division for a while. The Phillies have jumped them now. They've been playing a lot better as of recently. For the Phillies, though, Kyle Schwarber has 17 home runs. He's been absolutely ridiculous. And you know the rest of the team: Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, Nick Castellanos, JT Realmuto, Alec Boehm. I mean, there's just so many guys on this team. And pitching, it's just been ridiculous. Jesus Luzardo has a sub-2 ERA. He's 5-0 on the season. He's been a great acquisition for them. Zach Wheeler might still be the best pitcher in baseball. He's absolutely ridiculous. This Phillies team is just so good. They really just are. They're just so good. They're first in the NL East now. We'll see what happens with the Mets because the Mets are right there. Juan Soto has not been all that great. He's only hitting 243. Will he figure it out? I'm assuming he will. It's Juan Soto. The Mets' strength this season, besides Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor, who've been absolutely ridiculous, but their strength has been the pitching. They've had one of the best pitching rotations in all of baseball. They've been ridiculous. David Peterson has a sub 3 ERA. Griffin Canning has a sub 3 ERA. Um, Brazoban, I've never even heard of this guy. He has a .9 ERA. I don't know how many starts he's had. Um, I actually don't even know if he is a starter. I don't think he is a starter. Um, but he's been pretty solid for them out of the bullpen if he has a .9 ERA. Um, Kodai Senga obviously has been amazing. They just have really a lot of good pitchers. The Braves are kind of similar with the Twins. They're not going away. They are a very talented team. Maybe one of the best. I mean, definitely one of the best rosters in baseball. But they had so many injuries to start off. But I heard Ronald Acuna Jr. is making his debut either tonight or tomorrow. So that's very exciting for them. Obviously, it's good that he's one of the best players in baseball. So that's going to be amazing. Spencer Strider is about to get activated off the IL. This Braves team, they're getting hot, and now their guys are starting to come back. The Braves are inevitable. I'm telling you, this Braves team, I always pick them to go far, and it's just because of all the talent. Marcell Ozuna's obviously been amazing. Austin Riley's getting it together. Matt Olson's been really solid. Chris Sale's been iffy. He started out really well, but we'll see what happens. I think he'll be fine. He's been decent. He's got 3.62 ERA. I think he started out a lot better though, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. The Nationals at 23 and 27. I will say James Wood and C.J. Abrams. You got to know these guys, and I'm assuming most of you do know them. But these two guys are going to be a problem here in the next couple of years. This Nationals team, very young. They are going to be a problem in the coming years. This team is on the come up right now. We'll see what they do this season. Mackenzie Gore has been really good pitching wise. I know his ERA is kind of high, but he's been really solid. The Nationals are interesting. The Marlins, their pitching sucks, but Kyle Stowers hitting 309, 10 home runs. He's been really good for them. They've kind of just found some guys, some gems here. They've turned them into some pretty decent players. So good for the Marlins. Now let's go over to the NL Central. Let's talk about the Cubs because this is my favorite team. They're 30 and 20. They're 7 and 3 in their last 10, and they started out with the hardest schedule in baseball for, I want to say, the first month and a half of the season. But now apparently they have the easiest remaining schedule of any team. That's very promising with the fact that their record is as good as it is, even against the hard schedule. So we'll see what happens. Now, obviously, this is pretty much just to do with the offense. The offense has just been that good. Nobody can really question that. They've had the best offense in baseball this season, and a lot of that's due to Kyle Tucker coming in. But a lot of this is also due to Pete Crow Armstrong, which you just look at the numbers. His numbers are a little bit better than Kyle Tucker. He's been absolutely ridiculous. I hope they pay him because it would be great to have PCA stick around. He's hitting 279, 39 RBIs, 12 home runs compared to Kyle Tucker at 278, 35 RBIs, and also 12 home runs. Suzuki has 12 home runs. He's been amazing. Michael Busch has been really strong. Nico Horner's been amazing. Ian Happ. Literally just everyone on this team is hitting very well. Even Dansby, 262, 10 home runs. And obviously the pitching is the problem. But Matthew Boyd's been pretty solid. Shota Imanaga, before he got injured, was really good. Colin Ray has actually been decent. I don't know how I feel about that. But he's been all right. Ben Brown has struggled a bit. Porter Hodge out of the bullpen has been pretty solid. The bullpen, though, still kind of a problem. They brought back up Matt Shaw, though, and he looked pretty good the other day. So we'll see if he can continue that. Hopefully he can. Because if Matt Shaw, that third base is the one weakness on the offensive side. So hopefully Matt Shaw can continue to figure that out. But let's go ahead and move on to the Cardinals. For the Cardinals, Brendan Donovan has been absolutely amazing. He's hitting 323, can play a multitude of different positions. A lot of teams would love to have a guy like that, so it's good that the Cardinals found a guy like that. But besides that, I don't know. The pitching has kind of struggled. We kind of knew that going in, though, that they would struggle. Although they have actually been pretty solid as of recently. So we'll see if they can continue that. The Brewers, Jackson Churio has kind of not been what they wanted to see from him. Bryce Terang's been solid. Reese Hoskins has been solid. But Jackson Churio, uh, a lot of people thought he was going to be all-star, like close to MVP. Um, and he just hasn't been that, which is unfortunate for the Brewers. The Reds at 25 and 26, they are just the most mid team. Hunter Green's been amazing. Nick Lodolo's been amazing. Um, but besides that, I mean, all these guys just kind of do the same thing. Besides Ellie De La Cruz, obviously, he's um, ridiculous. But a lot of these guys just kind of do the same thing. They're not anything special, in my opinion. Gavin Lux is hitting 292, which I guess is solid. Austin Hayes is hitting 316. But, like, they're so streaky, it's not even that exciting. I mean, they can be so good. Some games they'll look like one of the best teams in baseball. Other games they'll look like one of the worst. It's just hard to they're just very inconsistent. The Pirates, man, the Pirates are so frustrating because they have one of the best pitchers in baseball in Paul Skeens, but they just aren't doing anything with them. They're not doing anything to get better. And then obviously offensive, I think they have the lowest amount of runs scored of any team. It is just bad. But yeah, the Pirates, man, just literally doing nothing. I said last episode that I don't think Paul Skeens will want out just because he's so young. I'm kind of thinking he might. I mean, it is so bad what the Pirates are doing. No, let's finish with the NL West though. The Dodgers look like they're still the best team in baseball, which is crazy because their pitching has not been great. Besides Yamamoto, who's probably going to win Cy Young this year, he's got a 1.86 ERA. Besides him, and Tanner Scott, I guess you could throw in there, he's got a 2.31 ERA, which is pretty good, but besides those two guys, nobody's been pitching good on the Dodgers. There's been a whole lot of mid to bad. And it doesn't matter. Freddie Freeman is hitting 368. Ohtani is hitting 304 with 17 home runs. Mookie Betts has not even been that. I mean, he's been pretty good, 267. Teoscar Hernandez is hitting above 300. Will Smith's hitting 339. I mean, just so many guys. Besides Max Muncy, literally everyone on this team is hitting. And it just doesn't matter. They're pitching. They are, the Cubs, I think, have scored more runs, but you could argue the Dodgers still have the best offense in baseball. It is ridiculous. The Giants, man, the Giants are just a team that kind of like the Guardians. On paper, they're not too great. I think they're much better on paper than the Guardians, but they just every year, man, they always do this. They always find a way to win. Jung Ho Lee, I think that's how you say it, or maybe Young Ho Lee. He's been ridiculous. Heliot Ramos, I think that's how you say his name. He's hitting 296. Matt Chapman and Willie Adames have not even been that good, at least batting average wise. Matt Chapman's hit 9 home runs, so he's been solid. And Mike Yastrzemski has been really good. But starting pitching wise, Robbie Ray, Logan Webb kind of been holding it down. They both have a 2.67 ERA. Besides those two guys, nobody's really been doing that much, at least pitching wise. Now their big strength is their bullpen. They have the best bullpen in baseball this year. They've got a 2.5 ERA average, I think, in the bullpen. That's ridiculous. And yeah, it's just helped them close out a lot of those games when you're hitting so well. You got two really good, solid starting pitchers and the best bullpen in baseball. That's a pretty good recipe for success. So that kind of shows how the Giants have been so good. The Padres, 27 and 21. And yeah, Fernando Tatis is probably the NL MVP right now. He's been ridiculous. He's hitting 290. He's got 12 home runs. Just absolutely ridiculous. He has really gotten back into the swing of things. Manny Machado's hitting 305. Xander Bogaerts is hitting 241, but he has 20 RBIs. And yeah, it is really just Fernando Tatis is playing otherworldly. He's only 26 years old. He's been kind of, he's back. He is likely going to win the MVP if he keeps this up. Jackson Merrill, by the way, hitting 352. I thought that was noteworthy. And Gavin Sheets as well is hitting 286. They almost have 6 guys hitting They almost have six guys hitting either above 300 or very close to 300, which is ridiculous. The Diamondbacks, if they could just get any pitching whatsoever, they could be a really dangerous team because this Diamondbacks team has one of the best offenses in baseball. Corbin Carroll's ridiculous. Perdomo's ridiculous. You, Eugenio Suarez, I believe that's how you say his name. Sorry, but he's been ridiculous. He has 14 home runs this season. Um, yeah, if they can just get any pitching whatsoever, because Corbin Burns, they brought him in, but he's kind of been iffy. He's got a 2.73 ERA, so not bad. But Zach Allen hasn't been very good. But this offense has been just that good, and that's kind of why they're winning so many games. Maybe they'll go out and get a guy pitching line. Maybe they go out and get Paul Skeens. Who knows? Who knows? But and then the Rockies. We saw the worst team in baseball history last year with the White Sox, and the Rockies are looking to make that title their own this season. They are 8-42. I mean, I have never seen a team this bad. It is ridiculous. There's just nothing good here. They have the worst offense in baseball, I believe, and they're playing in Coors, which is the ballpark known where you can just hit the ball super far, and they just can't score. It's actually terrible. Um, yeah, I not much to say here. They have 8 wins this season. That's ridiculous. But let's go ahead and make our playoff predictions based off of the bracket right now. And starting off in the American League, we're going to go ahead and look at the 3 versus 6 matchup. The Mariners taking on the Royals. I do like the Royals. Like I said, I think I picked them to win the AL Central preseason. But unfortunately, the fact that they only have 2 hitters really in that lineup, it just really caps their ceiling offensively. Bobby Witt Jr. and Maikel Garcia have been amazing, but it's not going to be enough here. The Mariners not only have the hitting, but they also have the pitching as well, obviously. So I think the Mariners get this done pretty easily. We got an AL Central battle. The AL Central has 4 teams in the playoffs as of right now. That's crazy because growing up they were always the worst division in baseball. Now they might be the best. Now the NL West is probably still better. But yeah, so we got in American League Central battle here, the Guardians versus the Twins. I'm going to take the Twins. They've just been hotter as of recently. And, the Guardians, I know they always win on they always find a way to win, but on paper their roster just isn't that they're not doing that well. I mean, Emmanuel Clase has been bad this year. He's been bad, which is crazy because he was like the best pitcher or the best closer in baseball last season. He's been bad. The Twins have been really hot. I'm going to take them. The Cubs versus Padres. We've seen these 2 teams play, I think, 2 series this season already, and I think they split over the 2 series 3-3. So it's a very even matchup. You got 2 teams that are going to want to hit the ball. I'm going to take the Cubs just because I think that favors them a little more, and I'm a little biased. But I am going to go with my team. I know the Padres pitching is probably better. The Padres have more experience. Fernando Tatis is playing at an MVP level, but I'm going to take the Cubs. Like I said, I just think the offensive battle, I think that favors the Cubs matchup-wise a little bit more. The Mets-Giants, this is a very interesting series. Both these teams have been really solid pitching-wise. Actually, both these teams have just been really great overall. I'm going to side with the Mets just because I think they have the more experienced team. They have more risers, guys who can get some hits in clutch moments. You got Pete Alonso, Francisco Lindor, Juan Soto. I know he hasn't been great, but it's still Soto. I mean, you can't acknowledge. I know the Giants have the best bullpen in baseball this year, but the Mets starting pitching has been so solid as well. I like the Mets to move on. Back over to the American League, the Mariners versus the Yankees. I will say if the Mariners can avoid the Yankees, that would be great. But I do have to go with the Yankees. They just have been hitting so well. I think they, top 5 offenses in baseball right now, it's probably Yankees, Cubs, Dodgers, Diamondbacks, somebody else at 5. I mean, those are the 4. Any order of those is probably the correct 4. And yes, the Mariners' offense has really stepped it up this year, but it's still not at the Yankees level. I mean, they're scoring 5.6 runs a game. That is ridiculous. I think that's the highest of any team besides the Cubs. Yeah, besides the Cubs and the Dodgers. So got to go with the Yankees. Like I said, losing Juan Soto has made them better, which is ridiculous. Twins, Tigers, another AL Central matchup down here. I'm going to go with the Tigers. I'm going to give it to the Tigers. They've gotten so good this season. They're 33 and 18. They have the best record in baseball, which is crazy. Javi Baez, the reemergence of him has been ridiculous. They've got so many guys hitting so well. Tariq Skubal, like I said, is one of the best pitchers in baseball, maybe the best. You could argue he is the best. And yeah, I mean, Gleyber Torres has stepped it up. I mean, so many guys are playing so well. I'm going with the Tigers to the ALCS. Cubs Dodgers. I would love the Cubs to beat the Dodgers. I really would. This would be great, by the way, for TV ratings. Cubs, Dodgers, Mets, Phillies. I mean, yeah, but I'm going to give it to the Dodgers. They just have. I was gonna say they do have the better team. I was gonna say they have just too many guys. If there's any team though that can keep up with the Dodgers scoring, it is the Cubs. But both these teams struggle pitching wise, and I think the Dodgers do have the better pitching. They definitely have the better bullpen. That's gonna come down to it. That's what the series is gonna come down to. I think is bullpen, and I just think the Cubs bullpen is gonna come back to bite them at some point. And drawing the Dodgers in the divisional round. Not a good sight. You don't want to play the Dodgers. So I'm going to give it to the Dodgers. Mets, Phillies, an NL East battle. I actually picked the Mets to win the World Series last episode, which is crazy. And now I'm going to have them lose to the Phillies. Zach Wheeler's been ridiculous. Jesus Luzardo's been ridiculous. And they just have so many hitters. The people that were saying that their window was closed, yeah, they've got one more in them at least. I mean, this team is so good. I'm taking them to the NLCS as of right now. And then moving back over to the ALCS, Yankees Tigers. What a fun ALCS. I do have to give it to the Yankees though. I can't go with the Tigers to the World Series yet. I just can't do it yet. I don't feel comfortable. They got to show me some more. I know they've been one of the best teams in baseball. They have the best record in baseball. But I can't go with the Tigers to the World Series. I'm going to take the Yankees. They got there last year. And I think they're probably better this year than they were last year. So I think they get back. Dodgers, Phillies. It would be a great series. I'm taking the Dodgers though. The Phillies probably have the better hitting, or I mean they do have the better pitching. Probably have the better bullpen. But the Dodgers are the Dodgers. And they have maybe. I would give them the best offense in baseball. I am a Cubs fan, so I want to say the Cubs. I think objectively they probably have the best offense in baseball. It's ridiculous. Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman has the highest OPS, I believe, in the league. And Teoscar Hernandez, Mookie Betts, Will Smith. I mean, just all of these guys have been ridiculous. I'm going back. I'm going with a rematch from last year. I don't think I've predicted this yet. Yankees, Dodgers. As of right now, I'm going same outcome. I think the Dodgers can repeat. If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be them. They have the $100 billion roster. I mean, it's just so much money on this team, but I guess it's worth it. I don't know. They're just that good. I got to go with the Dodgers. You could argue the Yankees could win this. I think the Yankees can definitely win the World Series this year, but I'm going to take the Dodgers as of right now. But let me know down in the comments what you think about that. Who's your World Series pick right now? What are you thinking about your favorite team? Let me know down there. Like this video if you made it this far. Subscribe if you are new. But with all that being said, that is going to do it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.